Hey guys, and welcome back. We are over here on Upper Mississippi River Valley, and well, I'm glad that I got done here, because I'm going to show you a little bit about this map that you haven't seen. We're down here on the lowlands, down here in town, or these small fields just out of town. Just finished cultivating them. Hey Robert, how you doing? So just finished these cultivating these fields, but these are really nice fields. They're nice and narrow, small. They're definitely the smallest fields on the map. This cultivator on at least 3 or 4 of these fields was kind of an up and down and then done. You know, make one pass each direction and then you were done. So now we are going to head over across the way where the guys were plowing and fertilizing the other week when I was out with the wife. So we're going to run over there and take care of those and see how that goes. Alright, you can go back to your discussion, Ed, if you want.
Okay, no problem.
And on the liquid fertilizer there, Spectre, if you run out, check one of the AR trailers. It might have some fertilizer in it that you could fill up if you're doing something that's been planted. Otherwise, if you want to grab a cultivator and run across the river, I think I'm going to cultivate these fields across the river, the 41 to 49s.
I was just going to follow you with the sprayer and get that done at the same time, but I can cultivate too if you want.
Okay, well, the 51 to 54 or whatever, those little ones are just done cultivating. Hey Mark, how are you doing? I got to figure out how to get across the river.
I've had a couple of issues with some mods with this new patch, though.
Let's talk about that. What mods have you run into problems with?
I actually had an issue with
there's the river right there.
Rockhound's truck there, his commemorative truck. One map doesn't want to take it and load it up anymore.
Oh, what map's that?
Let's see. West Coast, actually. I was doing a self play on West Coast, and since the patch, it won't let me buy his truck to put on the map.
Well, we know it's got issues with the light add-on mod, so I'm wondering if somehow something related to the light add-on mod or something like the light add-on mod is embedded in the map. I know the West Coast has a custom lighting, a custom sky, and might be that something related to that custom stuff the truck doesn't like.
Well, I did have the light mod in.
I'm doing good, Mark.
I disabled that because I was having issues with it prior. But
have you played this map, Mark?
I had his truck on there the one time before the patch, and it was working. But since the patch, I can't buy any more trucks. So I thought, okay, maybe there's a little bit of a hiccup. So I restarted another save game. But since the patch, it seems to not be too kosher with it, and I'm thinking, okay, there must be a mod interfering with it. So I was kind of doing a back and forth, okay, which one was different from the last time it was loaded, you know?
Right. Now I know we've got the truck here, and I got the truck on Churn Farm. But what But what I don't know is if I bought it before the patch. So let me buy it real quick. Hold on.
Well, I do this map here, the Mississippi River, and I can buy the trucks easily, and it works on this map, but it seems not to be too compatible with the other at this point.
Yeah, I just bought it.
Yeah, it works for this. The truck works fine for my map on this one, but on the one we're doing on the server, it for some reason it doesn't want me to put that truck on the map anymore. You know?
Yeah, I've run into things. Still, when I sell something on this map, it's still there. It never disappears. It's funny.
Right.
I've run into things where I've had tractors that I really wanted to use, but it would never let me buy it. As soon as I would buy it, it would just kind of hang and freeze there. And if I took all the mods out and just had the tractor, it would work. But if I put other mods in the mod folder, it wouldn't work. And I've never figured it out. I just kind of gave up on the tractor. But it's odd that it would work on other maps and not on very specific maps, and it might be related to maybe some custom script that's in the map itself.
Maybe. Right now, I guess it's much of a hit and miss, you know, being this is a new patch, and they may have to maybe fix the patch too, like we've had that issue before, right?
Yeah, I'm just glad I got it working. Just glad, you know, I'm running on the patch. Obviously, Spectre's running on the patch. We updated the server. You know, DoughBoy's got to patch his system. He's hesitant to do it because of the early issues I had and of the issues that he's heard and seen of other people having. But pretty much I think almost all the issues all revolve around mods. A bad mod or a couple bad mods, or I've seen some people say that they have issues with very specific maps, but other maps are fine.
Well, didn't you have an issue with the one mod you were using, the fertilizer?
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah, the liquid, the Farmer Andy's liquid fertilizer pack. This map, if I ran into, I updated this server on, I think, Saturday afternoon.
Right.
And after I updated it, being the IT guy that I am, I decided I was going to try to log into it and just make sure everything worked. Right. And I was logging into it, and then it said can't connect the server. So I went to the web interface, and it basically said the game server was offline.
Right.
So I started the game server back up, waited for it to basically finish loading the map, tried to connect, was working on connecting, and then it basically did the same thing, and the web server showed the game server as being offline.
Right.
So I was like, what the heck is going on? So I moved, so I loaded up the map in single player and tried to play it, and I got the exact same problem, except, well, no, what I got was the game engine was crashing. You know, Giants unresponsive, you know, crash back to the desktop. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's what the game server's doing. Maybe it's crashing. So then I started basically taking out mods. Well, first I loaded up just the map, thinking, oh my gosh, is this map not going to work with 1.5? you know, are we going to have to can this series and go with what we're going to do after this?
Right.
Let's not have our cultivator fall off the map. So the game loaded up just fine with 1.5. So I'm like, okay, well, it's not that the map's not compatible. So then I'm like, well, it must be a mod. So I took I started with the alphabetical listing of the mods, and I put like 10 mods in the mod folder, booted up the game, and it came up just fine.
Right.
So I closed the game down, added another 10 or 20 or so, booted it up, came up fine. And I kept doing that until I got to seasons. Then I added seasons and a bunch of mods, and then it blew up. Okay. So then I narrowed it down to seasons, and it blowing up. Well, that's another game changer. I can't do that.
Right.
So then I loaded the map up just with seasons, and it loaded up just fine. I'm like, okay. So it must be two mods conflicting, seasons and something else. So I basically started that whole process all over again with seasons and the map, and I got to the Farmer Andy liquid fertilizer and crash. So then I loaded up the liquid fertilizer just by itself. It was fine. Seasons by itself, it's fine, but with the two combined, crash every time. So
there's something in the patch that has those two conflicting then.
Only on this map. I loaded up Goldcrest Valley with both. They're just fine.
Sorry about that. Did you say I can refill from these sprayers?
You can try. I don't know if it has an overflow or not.
It's not giving me a trigger.
Alright. Can you just hit R and see? Maybe it might just fill anyway. Hey, Rockhound. Hey, Robert. Hey, Northeast Rail.
Yeah, I've been trying that.
Alright. Well, have you finished everything that's planted?
On this side of the map, yeah.
Alright, well, there's nothing planted over here. You can use the trucks if you wanted. Because the truck has 20,000 liter capacity. That thing only has, what, 5,000?
Yeah. 5,600, I think.
Now, for some of these units that you're trying to refill, I find some of the triggers are a little tricky, like off a trailer or another truck or whatever. Sometimes the positioning of the vehicle has issues on that I found, but it's just simple little repositioning of the units and letting them do their thing, and either having the I or R come up.
Yeah. Well, what I don't know on this one is I don't even know if the AR fertilizer sprayer has a overflow or overload trigger, which is what you would need to fill it from it.
Right.
You know, obviously the trailer, the road train pack trailer does, but if the but what we've got liquid in the AR tanks that we would be trying to get put over into another tank, and I don't know if that will permit it or not. So I've got some things to. I was going to talk about DoughBoy and his pseudo guest star appearance in a Delta Bravo video, but I'll wait until he shows up to talk about that, because that had me rolling on the floor laughing out loud for at least a half hour. So all I can say on that is go check out Delta Bravo Productions YouTube. Just type in Delta Bravo Productions. His most recent video on what's that Farmer Andy map? The something reloaded.
I don't know.
Hoff Bergman. That's it. Hoff Bergman. So the Hoffbergman Reloaded series that Delta Bravo is doing, he just did episode 2, and it's absolutely hilarious what he's got DoughBoy into. So I encourage you to check that out when you got time. Then I was going to talk about, so next Tuesday is Platinum Day. Platinum DLC next Tuesday. For those of us in America, we can actually get the Platinum DLC Monday night. So Monday Night Football, turn it off because you'll be able to get the Platinum DLC around 7 p.m. Eastern Time, typically. And that's because Giant seems to release the DLC on at midnight their time,
Right.
which is 7 p.m. our time, Eastern Time Zone. Hey Frosty, how you doing? And download will work, so you can get the DLC Monday night before all the servers get overloaded, because that can become probably rather painful once the servers get overloaded. But what I'm going to do is I'm taking off Thursday next week from work, because Thursday next week is what I call my Farm Sim-iversary. A year ago next Thursday is when I bought Farm Sim. So we're going to celebrate my Farm Sim-iversary by basically streaming for a fairly large portion of the day on this multiplayer server. I'm going to configure it up with the Platinum map and the Platinum DLC, and I'm going to open it up to pretty much anybody in my Discord that wants to join me. We'll be able to connect to the server, and we'll just have a Platinum party with the South American map, using the Platinum DLC equipment, harvesting sugarcane, I hope, and a bunch of other cool stuff. So we'll do that. Next Wednesday night stream will not be UMRV. Next Wednesday night stream will be the Platinum map. And again, anyone that's in my Discord can join. Thursday will be the Platinum map. Friday I'll be doing the Platinum map. I'm taking Thursday and Friday off. And I'm going to leave the Platinum map up on the server until after Thanksgiving for anybody that wants to play on it. I'll be in and out. Obviously with the holidays I've got other commitments, and I will probably be somewhere where they have horrible internet, so I won't be able to jump in during those time frames. But that's what I thought we would do to kind of celebrate both the Platinum DLC and my 1-year Farm-iversary.
That sounds cool. So basically, you're gonna have the server running full time then.
Yeah, I'll have it. I'll just put it full time, 24/7 for that time period with the DLC map, and I'll just have the password in the Discord channel. Hey, Dr. Ill.
Did you say you cultivated 50 through 54?
Yep.
Okay, the ground texture is not changing when I put fertilizer down. So.
Okay, there is one other thing I wanted to touch on with the new patch. I found for myself, I basically had to go back to
Yeah, it's not updating for me either in the PDA, because I see you're on 50, but it's still the same color. I just cultivated 48 over here if you want to try that one. Alright, you can go back.
Yeah. I've got all of the mods taken out of my folder except for the absolute must-haves. So I've knocked down a lot of the extras I've had, but I have all the DLC packs from pre-orders, you know, so I'm using all the base games plus what they gave us as bonus equipment. that seems to be working fine, but as we're finding out, we're having issues with certain mods, and it seems like certain mods can't live together. And I think that might be part of my issue, and I'm just trying to having to figure out what one's not being so nice.
Right. And like I said, I would suggest a systematic approach to where you pick, you know, how many mods you got in your mod folder? Some ridiculous amount, like 400 or something.
I did have about 450, but what I've done is a lot of the production mods that I have, I took those out.
All right. So what I would do is take and put in, let's say, 25 mods. You know, sort them alphabetically. Grab the first 25, put them in your mod folder, boot it up. You know, if you hopefully you know if you've got a problem fairly quick. And if you don't have a problem, then shut the game down, stick another 25 in, boot it up, see what happens.
Right.
And basically keep doing that until you have a problem. Then
Right.
back out the 25 you just put in and put in half that many. So put in 15. And if you don't have a problem, then put in, it's in the 10 that you left out. Put in 5 of the 10 and see if you have the problem. If you have the problem, well then you know it's down to those 5. And then I would just put in one in individually until you figure it out. But then you could also put that one in by itself and see if it works. You know, and it might work by itself, and then all of a sudden you've got, okay, well, I got 2 mods that are in conflict. Or you could just be like, well, how important is this mod really to me?
Yeah.
And if it's not one of those, oh, I can't really live without this mod, then you can just, oh well, I guess the time for this mod has passed.
Right, right.
Hey, Philip, how are you doing?
Well, right now I'm having minor issues, but I'm also waiting until the DLC comes out, so I'm holding off on reformatting my hard drive. So I kind of want to wait until after the final DLCs come out, and I'm doing the minimal maps in the system. I play one for my own use, and then I'm using the server one, of course.
Yeah.
But I think after I'm going to do a complete overhaul of my machine, you know.
Hello. So, Philip,
Sorry about that, guys.
actually, this is the first version of Farm Sim I've ever played, so I haven't, I never got into 15. I didn't even know about Farm Sim until probably sometime in October of last year. So, I remember watching videos.
Alrighty then.
I remember watching videos of the zombies on Farm Sim last year during Halloween. And I thought that was cool, and I remember watching some other guys' videos on Farm Sim where they were doing some roleplay stuff, and I thought that was really cool. So I think I saw that it was on sale, and I picked it up and basically started playing it right before Thanksgiving of last year.
Nope. Still not changing field texture.
Really? I wonder if that's because of this update. There was something about cultivation and fertilization. People were talking about in the forums, but I didn't read too much on it.
One thing I noticed is that when I installed the update, it took my levels of fertilization from 3 down to 1.
Oh, really?
I had to go back in and change the setting in the settings.
Oh, in the escape menu. Let me look.
I'm doing that now, but I don't know if I have access to that.
I think something
We're on 3.
I think something was said about um, it would knock down the capabilities.
That's why I used push to talk.
Oh, you want to grab a cultivator? We can cultivate over here across the river.
Just drove by one all the way on the other side of the map. Yeah, I'll do that.
You want Kloss? You want to grab one of Rockhound's John Deere's, or you want to grab the 9R? Whichever you want. So there's a new mod that hit the mod hub that I'm a little interested in trying. It says something about multiplayer, and you basically can set the owner of a vehicle in multiplayer to be a player. So I think what that would do is it would be able to say, like, you know, we tease about Rockhound's custom tractor, about that being his tractor and everything, and you know, is his mod and all, but the way it works, I think, is that you could set it so Rockhound is the only one that can use it, because he's the one listed for listed as the owner.
Yeah, basically the person that owned it would have the keys to it, and everybody else that jumped into it couldn't start it up.
Yeah, I really wish Mod Hub's descriptions would be a bit more descriptive.
Right.
Sometimes they say 3 meters, this much money, and this is the make, the manufacturer. And then you have a couple pictures, and the pictures don't really show you what it's doing. It just shows it to you sitting on the ground at the store or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, is that a cultivator? Is that a plow? Is that, what is that? What does it do? Rockhound in chat says he likes that idea to make sure no one can drive his tractor.
Well, that might be an interesting mod to try out. And there's also another one there about the multiplayer showing money.
Yeah, it'll show you the total bank underneath the zero.
Yeah.
I see only one problem with everything you said about Rockhound's tractor up until now. And you know what that is, don't you?
It's John Deere. What?
No, we've got 2 of them on this map now, and you can't drive 2 of them at once.
You can with Follow Me. Yeah, they went and bought another one while I was out, thinking they were being all sneaky.
Wasn't me.
I'm pleading the fifth. I don't know nothing.
Oh, I don't care. We got $3.5 million. Did you all see that mod that's the billboard?
I did, and I saw what you did to it, too.
Yeah, I stuck the 3 Dudes logo on it. I posted it over at the 3 Dudes forum for the in the staff forum, and Grizzly Bear seemed to like it. I don't know if he's
I thought that was cool.
I don't know if he's gonna use it or not, but he seemed to like it. The mod as it comes in the store though is way over. Gives you way too much revenue.
What's a money earner? It's a money earner, I guess.
Yeah, it's supposed to. I haven't put it in a map long enough to see it actually earn money, but it's supposed to earn money. It gives you different amount of money depending on your difficulty level. And on hard mode, it's supposed to pay out $500 an hour.
Right.
So that's 500 times 24. That's the payout per game day. It's ridiculous. It's like, I think it's like $24,000 or something. So on the one I plan on putting in the maps, I dropped it to $50 an hour. I basically took the revenue it generates and took it down by 10, factor of 10. But I also made it cost $1. It costs $100,000 in the store typically. Hey, Amazing Gamer. But I'm gonna put it on the maps I do video series is on now as kind of a subtle advertisement for Three Dudes. It'll just be a random billboard along a road somewhere, and then you know, when I'm driving the tractor down, or the truck down the road, you know, they'll be driving past the random billboard.
So basically sponsored by whoever.
Ah, I see a white Kenworth in the background. Oh, that's where you're fertilizing and you just left it. Oh, okay.
I was reassigned.
Well, I was working in the back field and then I went the other direction, so I didn't even see it until I turned around and came back this way. What you doing, Amazing Gamer?
No, I thought that billboard was kind of cool.
I don't play it a lot. We
so
play.
How's that work? You could put any JPEG in there on that or something, or?
Yeah, you got. Well, the way I did it is I just cheated and plopped a picture over top of a texture picture. But you could also go in the Giants editor and basically point it to another texture or another image that way, but I cheated and just went in the graphics editor and stuck a picture over a picture.
What's the default image on that billboard look like? Is it like a fake company or something, or?
No, it's the Firm 17 logo and all that on it.
Now we do multiplayer typically on Wednesday, Amazing Gamer, and Fridays and Saturdays. So 3 days a week. So I guess you could say we do multiplayer a lot, but not like every day or anything. Typically the schedule's been Monday and Friday we'll do multiplayer on this map. And on Saturday we'll do multiplayer on West Coast with the on the Three Dudes open multiplayer server. But I don't know if you were in the chat or in the stream when I talked about my farm simiversary next week. But next week we'll put the Platinum DLC on this server, and we'll play the Platinum DLC map Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, and I'll just leave it up for the folks over on my Discord channel to play with until a little after Thanksgiving, and then we'll come back to this map. So Delta Bravo put a video up in his channel about this farmer He basically said something why he doesn't like GPS, and it's a hilarious video because it shows this guy driving what looks like a 9R, a John Deere 9R, and he's got what looks like the one of those medium-sized air drill seeders behind him, and he makes a turn and he starts GPS, and then he kicks the he moves the steering wheel up, and then he sits there for a little bit, and then it cuts away and it cuts back to him still going straight, still planning, and now he's doing something else, and it goes on for like 4 minutes, and he's looking around, he's folding up paper and making paper airplanes in the cab. He's got this crazy looking napkin over his jacket, and he's eating lunch. There's a scene where he's obviously stood outside the cab of the tractor and took a whiz off the tractor while he's been planting. He whips out this giant SLR camera and takes some pictures, of wildlife while he's, planting. And then it shows him starting to nod off. And then it shows him completely laid out on the seat, completely asleep. And then the video ends basically saying they've never seen him again. Yeah, Genetic J. My Discord is invite only, but I think haven't we chatted on Discord?
I don't use it myself.
We have.
For me, it depends on how the field is shaped or something. Like if it's got straight runs, I'll like a square field. But the ones that have a lot of turns and stuff, I don't use it. I just go freehand more or less.
Go ahead and check your Discord, Genetic J. Hey dude, I'm new here. Hey American Farming, how you doing? Yeah, we'll do that. Typically...
We gotta play this on either Sunday or Monday.
Play what?
This map.
What's Sunday or Monday?
Applebee's is a $5.99 burger and fries place.
Okay. Oh, you want to stop by Applebee's on Sunday or Monday and get your burgers and fries for $5?
Yep.
Are you on American Farming? Are you on Discord?
Coming over the bridge.
Yeah, next week when we do the so our UMRV, these streams of the UMRV map, it is it's limited to a select list of friends, but the Platinum DLC, I'm going to open it up to anybody in my Discord to join. I'd rather not open it up to anybody on the internet, as you can probably imagine why, but I'll open up to anybody in the Discord. So if you want to join, just let me know what your Discord is, and I'll send you an invite. We can chat, get to know you between now and next week, and you can have some fun next week with us. See, oh, he's coming up. All right, I'm right there to your right. Once you get around the corner there. So I looked up American
got the
farming,
map
and
up, I see it.
it didn't pull up anybody. So if you wanna, I don't know if you can look me up. I'm just basically Farmer Klein over there. So just there's a way for you to look me up. Feel free. See if we can see him come around the corner. Any second now. Second now. There he is. To your right. If you want to try to hit me up on Discord, that's cool. You can just try to send me a private message. If you don't mind putting your Discord in YouTube chat, you can. Otherwise, we can try to figure out some other way of getting it to me that's a little less public. I'm just making up and down passes on these two fields because they're pretty much in line with each other. Whichever works for you, American Farmer. Doesn't matter to me. Yeah, Philip, I didn't know what Discord was either about, I don't know, 6 months ago. So I'm still kind of new at it too. I'm going to turn to the side when we get close so we don't smack. Looks like we're going to smack. You can also grab my GPS if you want. I should be close enough for it to, for you to copy it.
I'll just go back and do the oddballs to this field and clean it up.
Alright. I was gonna head down and pick up that bottom field. It's like TeamSpeak, Philip, if you know what TeamSpeak is. It's kind of like Skype. You probably know what Skype is. Skip. Well, I guess this has video too. It's basically, it's free.
Did you get 49 already?
Yeah, I got 49, and we're hitting 46 and 47, and I had 48 already. So we have 45, 44, 43, and 41. Makes me wonder where 42 is.
Are those the big bud cultivators?
Yep.
Yes.
I thought so.
I was looking at that because I thought the Steiger here looked like it had a little suspension, little shocks on the cab, between the cab and the frame. But when I zoom in, it doesn't really look like that. Yeah, I'm up here. I can just finish this little field off if you want to start on something else. Opposed to coming all the way up here. That hill there that you're going over, that's the hill that I jumped right in front of DoughBoy and gave him a little bit of a fright last week.
I thought that was funny as all heck too.
I don't know if these are air ride cabs in real life, but it looked like it was kind of, the cab was bouncing independent of the frame, but when I got closer I didn't really see that happening.
Regular Evil Knievel, huh?
Well, the truck flies so well, no?
I think that was intentional though. The Rockhound there, he likes to have things jump, so I think that was intentional.
He works hard and he plays even harder.
Right.
And speaking of Rockhound, if anyone has not seen Eustace Pharmer's video about the POW truck today, highly encourage you to go check it out. He does a wonderful review of the truck itself, but also gives a little personal background as to why he feels the truck is so special in his own personal life. It's very touching.
Okay, my video paused on my side. Is there...
Yeah, I'm trying to do something.
Oh, okay.
Alright, American Farming, you should have a friend request from me. Alright, invite should be sent. There you are. Thanks for coming. Yeah, if I tab out of the game, I don't have it set to blank my screen. I just, if I don't set cruise control, then it will just pause.
No, I was just wondering because my net was doing some funny stuff earlier, and I thought it may have just been my side or whatever, but it's all good.
Yeah, right now we have it, we've got some private mods that Rockhound has done that are on the server, and out of respect of out of respect of him, we'd like to try to keep those mods private, so we keep the UMRV
I'm just hoping this DLC is not too large of a file.
to a closed group of people.
Drive space issues I've been having. Hopefully it's not too big.
Yeah, well, Platinum will come out next week. I think Platinum is like 2 gigs, because it is a map, and it's well, like the Big Bud was 500 and some megs, and I think that's what the Coon was too. But
yeah,
I think, well, in the server, the 1.5.1 update for multiplayer servers includes the DLC. So the servers already have the map.
right.
They already have the equipment. But nobody can obviously play on the server because you need to have all the map and the equipment local also.
Right.
But in theory, what that means is we're gonna smack. What that means is the instant the map becomes available, people could get on multiplayer and play it. So that was pretty cool, I thought.
Well, if it's around 2 gigs, I'm good because I got like 15 gigs open, so.
I figured out the other day that, you know, I mentioned that the DLCs aren't in your mod folder. In the Farm Sim folders, there's a PDLC folder. That's where the DLCs live. Well, as we get to know you, Amazing Gamer, and we've got plans for this server post UMRV. We're going to play UMRV until the end of autumn. And at that point, we're going to switch over to a different server. And the UMRV server is only up while we're streaming. Once we're done streaming, I take the server down, simply because with seasons running, and we're only doing basically 2 streams a week on this map, I don't want a whole bunch of time to pass. But what we're going to do is, after we're done the UMRV stuff, which will be sometime early 2018, we're going to put Clover Creek on, and we're going to assign farmers fields or farms, because Clover Creek has a bunch of farms, independent farms with their own silos and everything. So we're going to assign players individual farms. We're going to play 24-day seasons at 1x speed, and the server will be up 24/7. And basically, you'll be able to, if you're playing that and you have a farm, you'll be able to come in anytime you want, work on your farm, do whatever you need, raise whatever crops. If you've got animals, feed your animals. Everybody will get a $5 million money allotment to buy your own equipment, or basically tell me what equipment you want, and we'll get it. So you'll have basically your own equipment, and we'll come together for big things like harvest time, or when we're all planting or things like that. We'll come together and kind of do joint group field work. But at other times, you'll just kind of jump on and do your thing. So that's what we're thinking about doing. Let me do a headland. Yeah, American Farming. We've got Rockhound's got a custom Kenworth pickup or semi in here.
Clover Creek map.
And he's got
one to use that vehicle lock, basically. The owner mod.
Yeah, that's one I was interested in trying out and seeing how it worked.
Right.
He's got a custom
Did you say
tipper.
The owner mod?
Yeah, it's multiplayer owner. Basically, you can jump in, like an admin jumps in to, let's say, the class that you're in, and can set you as the owner, so no other multiplayer player.
Oh, that's the mod you were talking about.
Yeah,
before.
can get in and use it. Clover Creek is over at modhoster.com, if that's the map you're talking
I
about.
kind of thought you were talking about separate accounts for multi-servers. Have you seen that?
There's something about like a bank account or something.
Yeah, basically you have an admin account, and then each player has its own account, so they can buy their own gear. And then at night, if you all the money that's left in your account, or whenever you go off the server, goes into the admin account.
Okay. I know there's a way in here that I can give you money, but I don't know if it goes away at midnight. Like, I can go over here and give you... I could give you money.
FS15 had something like that, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was I want to say external account or something like that. I think the name was.
Yeah, separate account off. So let's see that. There it is. I just gave you $10,000.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Now don't spend it all in one place there, Spectre.
I was just saying, I think if you go down to the shop, they got a couple of gumball machines down there. That's a good question. What can you buy at the shop for 10 grand? That's worthwhile. Maybe a dolly?
Pallets of fertilizer, pallets of seed. Maybe a weight.
I think the tractors you've got in there don't need weights. I think they're heavy enough.
Well,
I have never used a weight on any tractor in my entire farm sim career. I usually buy weighted wheels on all my tractors, though, just because.
you must play with all big equipment then. I've definitely needed weights on smaller stuff.
Probably makes sense to change directions now, huh?
Yeah. As opposed to making a whole bunch of little turns. You know, the Steiger's got weights on the front, but I don't know if they actually do anything or if they're just modeled in.
Didn't you find out about the cloths, the weights that are on the back of that? They were just there for show.
Yeah, they're just visual.
Yeah.
Genetic J wants to know if Spectre played FS13.
Did not. Nor 15.
They said in 13 the weight made the tractor pull harder, or better, gave it more traction. I've definitely needed weights before where the implement causes the front to float and be very light. And then I've had to put weights on the back if I'm using the front loader to keep the back end from coming up off the ground.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
American Farming, I don't know. I've not tried that owner mod, but in theory it would. If it works the way I think it works.
Farmer Clan coming through.
It would. It would basically keep other people from, in theory, using things that were marked as owned by you. You know, in theory, you're on a server with some folks that are decent and aren't going to basically drive your stuff into the river or anything. But there are those problems on more open servers. Sure. Which brings me to a nice pitch about the Three Dudes website and the PCSG website. Both of those websites are in my description, and both of those websites offer open multiplayer servers to any and all members, and you know, they are decent multiplayer servers with decent individuals. Spectre's on Three Dudes. Silver Dragon, who's the other guy in voice chat with us, he is over at the Three Dudes multiplayer server a lot. So if you want to look for some place to do multiplayer with adults that play like adults play and aren't juvenile or childish, then I encourage you to check them out. Like I said, they're in my description. Go ahead and GPS that thing. Hey Carson, how are you doing? Yeah, this map has quite the oh, we got a tree. This map has quite the ditches. They should both be in my description. PC-s-sg.uk. Their open multiplayer server is on Oregon Springs. And Three Dudes Gaming, Three Dudes GNM, I think. It's definitely in the description at the bottom. And it should be a little icon up in the upper right corner of my channel. Their open multiplayer server is currently the West Coast. What is the name of it? Mod. The owner mod, I think it's MP owner. It came out in the mod hub a couple days ago.
I see that somebody came out with a tri-axle truck too on Mod Hub.
Yeah, the heavy haul truck.
Yeah. I downloaded it to see what it's like, but I wasn't too fussy on it because, I don't know.
Is that from NLD Farmers by any chance?
It looked like the NLD truck. I don't think it was by them.
The red and white, what is it? Homer or Helmer?
Let me pull it up and see. No, it's by some guy, FA, and a bunch of numbers. But it is red and white. It looks like the NLD truck. But it's by FA and a whole bunch of numbers.
It has your basic lighting in it on it, but it doesn't have doesn't have your flashers on the top, you know. And I kind of like the trucks with the flashers on the top too.
You and your beacons.
Yeah, the beacons.
I very rarely turn them on. Genetic J thinks the West Coast map is awesome. Well, we're going to be streaming over on West Coast on Saturday. If you wish to sign up. In fact, aren't you already over at 3 Dudes? You are. I forget. I'm horrible with names. But anybody that wants to be on the West Coast on Saturday night, we're going to stream on Saturday night. We usually have 2 or 3 streamers at a minimum streaming while we are all playing over on the West Coast. It's quite a hoot. Are you watching the stream? Did you see I turned on the beacons for you?
Are we going lights and sirens? Cool.
So in that Eustace video, he talked about knowing some guy that put a train horn on his own truck, on his truck for real, and how he got a mighty fine ticket because of it. And apparently it also cracked his windshield.
I bet.
I typically start streaming at
the horn
9.
was so loud it cracked his windshield? Wow.
I typically start streaming around 9:30 Eastern. That's because I got kids, and that's when the youngest is pretty well assured to be going to bed.
Yeah, the vibrations of that would be crazy, wouldn't it?
Yeah. The case here, it's just got a regular air horn. Now Rockhound's truck that he made up has got the great train horn, and that thing is loud. Yeah, this map really is awesome. Genetic J, it really feels like that that area. You got my GPS?
I don't know that I'm doing enough
Look
passes
at
to
that
make it worthwhile.
really awesome red Boss tractor. Admiring your tractor, I got off my GPS line. Yeah, Amazing Gamer, if you want to come over and sign up at 3 Dudes and play with us over at West Coast, that'll be a blast, right? I think that server has 12 slots, so we got plenty of room.
Isn't that a country western song?
What's that?
Something about thinking the tractor's sexy or something?
Probably. Rockhound says he needs to go to bed. We couldn't make his finger twitchy and click on the upgrade button like I was hoping we would.
Night, Rockhound.
Has been putting in a lot of hours. Good night, sir.
So for those in chat, how many of you have upgraded to 1.5.1? And did you have any issues? We have been talking about the West Coast. That map is 1.5.1, so that will need you to be updated.
I see there's an update pending for Speed Player 2.
Yeah, that's a mod I never got into myself.
Well, the only time I've ever used it is when on Three Dudes there, because we use it there, but I never used to use it myself because, you know, I like the driving around or walking around at a realistic speed, so to speak.
Now, see, that's a must-have mod for me. I don't know what you would do to mod it, though. Whatever. Or to upgrade it, rather, or update it.
Well, on my game it says there's an update for it. I guess it's for 1.5. I'm not sure what it is, but so that I don't have a build conflict, I'm not updating it.
Yeah, I don't know what, I can't recall what the changelog said it was changed. I think it just maybe made the interface a little bit easier to use, or a little bit more simplified, or whatever.
Right.
Alright, I got this bottom part of that field, and now I'm going to go across the street. This little one. This little thing's so little, so I'd say once you get done, we could jump across the street and start on those.
Okay, it says here it's for adjusting the speed. In localizations, you can reduce speed of player with right control. So I guess if you're running a little too fast, you can kind of step it down like cruise control is, I guess.
So another mod that's in the mod hub for update is seasons. So season's going to be 1.2 soon. I was looking through the changelog over at the Realimus website, and any of you that use seasons, 1.2 is fully compatible with all save games. So just plop the new seasons in. You don't have to worry about a new game save or anything if you're already playing with seasons. Brings a couple of new things to the plate. I'm gonna put the changelog in chat for anybody that wants to go look at that real quick. Second. So there's the link. Basically, they're tweaking pigs again. They're going to up the pig reproduction rate a little bit, and they're going to lower the pig daily maintenance costs. So it's going to be a little bit cheaper to own pigs, and they're going to reproduce a little bit quicker to make them a bit more profitable. They are... I forget to change log. I looked at it just the other day. Let's see here. Let's see here. I got to change log up now. They added... So with the new 1.2 seasons, they added ground wetness. That ought to be interesting to see what that does. Maybe it makes the ground kind of muddy. Maybe it lose traction when the ground's wet. Hey, Jeff Wolf. So like Farmer's Touch with Game Extension, they have that built in, something like that built into Seasons to get information on trees, bales, and crops. I asked them if it's like Farmer's Touch. They said it gives you a lot more information than what Farmer's Touch does. Historical price information for the last year. So so you can go to the seasons menu and see high and low prices for each crop for the last game year. So I thought that was cool because with commodity prices now being broken, probably because they added sugarcane, this kind of can take the place of that. If the ground is frozen, the machinery does not get dirty. So I guess your machinery can't get muddy if the ground's frozen. It's new. And the big one, we can skip nights on multiplayer servers now. So that will allow us to not have to go to 120x in the middle of the night and have to deal with pitch black. They fixed a bunch of things. I won't go into details there. You all can read those. Improved a bunch of things, but other most notables. And let the speculation begin. Goldcrest Valley and Sosnoska got updated with Giants 1.5.1 update to include Seasons Snowmask. So the base game now, the base maps of the game now include Snowmask support, which means you'll have bale rotting, you can have multiple layers of snow, and all that fun jazz. So what I mean by let the speculation start is, did they put a snow mask in the South American map? Now, we won't have snow in South America, but we do have rain, and we would have bale rottage. So, do we think there is a possibility the new map will have a snow mask? What do you think?
It may run like a snow mask, but like you're saying, it's more of a rain, so the wet crops would be more susceptible of rotting, I guess, if there was too much rain. You know, stuff like that. So it won't necessarily freeze, but
so I was over at the Seasons Slack channel. I don't know if they call it a channel, what they call it. But their Slack area, and I asked them, does that mean that we'll have a snow mask on the new map? And the coy answer I got was, we'll see on the 14th now, won't we? Which almost is the same to me as saying yes.
then that also brings up the question, like, remember, I think it was a month or two ago that we were talking about that Giants would basically implement the seasons into their maps. Obviously they're doing it, and we were just kind of talking about it like about a month or two ago.
Yeah, I think we were also talking about probably with 19 that they would roll it into the base game, which they have the full rights to do based on the terms of the modder agreement and all that. It's a very real possibility that it would become part of the base game. Obviously, adding it to their base maps, they see and understand the impact that mod has put in on the game.
Well, I think you said yourself there's been a couple of times where you don't want to play a map without seasons anymore because of the fact if not having seasons in it, it's basically plow, cultivate, seed, and just repetitional. There's no change, you know.
Looks like we're done cultivating, boss.
On that side, I gotta get to a map.
Yeah, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40 are all waiting for us, it looks like.
Yeah. Still brings the question, where is 42?
Is it that triangular shaped map north of 37 that didn't get labeled?
Oh, I have to zoom in. 42 is the lower part of 43. If you zoom out, you don't see 42. You have to zoom in to see 42. Yeah, so we need to go over there and hit 39 and hit those. Because it looks like we're not fertilizing until we seed. You turn around, there's a road that goes south. Yeah, you see it. Hey Kyle, how are you doing? I really like the shadows, the lighting in this game, because, oh, you having lag or something?
No, I drive out of cabin. It's the trees. Go ahead, go ahead of me. Go ahead of me.
Okay, because you got really erratic. I was commenting about the lighting because I've got the headlights on, and they were casting shadows across your tractor and the cultivator onto the trees. A really nice effect.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've noticed with 1.5, when you go to start a new game, your mod maps don't show up in the listing except for the map you've listed going into. Remember how they used to show up?
Winner, winner, winner. You have found something that I have not mentioned yet. That's in the changelog of 1.5.1. They make some mention of mod maps and stuff, but yeah, basically before you would have to go and deselect the maps.
Exactly.
If you had more than one map.
Mm-hmm.
And now the game basically only shows you the map that you have selected, and all other maps within your mod folder are excluded from view and thus can't be checked. Yeah, that's something I saw in the change description from FarmSim, the website.
Mm-hmm.
I just never brought it up. I was kind of waiting to see how long it would take for somebody to see it.
Well, I was kind of curious about that because when I've been, like, I use a lot of the external mods. Like, I use the bin pack on most of the maps themselves, but I was looking for the map, and I'm like, where did it go? I don't see it. So I thought that was kind of strange, but then when I went to, like, Sosnoka as the base maps, I'm like, okay, where are the other modded maps that I know that are there that used to show up and they weren't showing up? And I'm like, okay, what's up with this?
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool that it's done that way.
Right. It's a big help.
Have you taken the class across this bridge before?
It'll work. I just brought the Steiger across it. Are you stuck? No, you're coming.
Man, there is no clearance. I can tell this map is from this part of the country because the state bird where I'm from is the caution cone. Yeah, this sucks.
Here, let me do it. You think I can get it? Oh, it looks like it'll fit. Whoa!
Does he have the narrow dualies on that or the wide dualies?
Oh, we got the fat dualies.
Here's your gag reel.
You keyboard steer too?
Yeah.
You made it!
I bought a cheap wheel a couple of weeks ago used. I think I paid 30 bucks for the thing, and I can't get it to work in the game.
Kyle, I have. I actually did a video on that map
Again, they fixed the collisions on the
quite a while ago.
wheels too.
So
obviously,
back when it was like version 1.0. I don't even think it was in the mod hub. I think it was at that point in time just on Mod Hoster or something. But yeah, it's in the playlist. It's back a little ways. Lots of more in-game tractors have dual rear wheels now.
Was that in the update?
Yeah. I think it's a lot of lower end tractors have dual rears as selectable options now.
and they fixed it that the Big Bud, the duals on it, the outside tires used to pass through things, but now they don't.
I saw a mod the other day. I was searching for it, and I wasn't searching for it, but I came across it by mistake. I wish I would have saved the location. But it's a 3-point for the Big Bud.
There's a trailed hitch 3-point in the plows.
Yeah, I know, but it's not a trailer hitch. It goes right on the tractor. It looks like it came with a factory 3-point.
Oh, it's a Big Bud with a 3-point on the back?
No, it's a big point. It's just a 3-point that you can attach to your Big Bud, but it's not trail.
Oh, it doesn't have wheels. I don't use AI extension. Genetic J is asking, have you all seen a conflict between the AI extension mod and courseplay?
I don't use AI, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, same with
Neither
me.
do I.
Same with me, yep. Kyle says he has.
I never found a good use for that AI with all the other options that are in the game.
Yeah, you know, it seems to, for me, it seemed like it made the tractor go in circles pretty good. Going in circles is what you wanted. Oh. Little laggy.
Any of the AI add-ons I don't use. There's one for the tractors and one for combine.
It's one mod now. It used to be separate, I understand, but it's all one now.
Is it?
Oh, I've never seen the church lit up at night. It looks pretty nice. It's got lights on the clock and lights at the entryway. It'd be cool if the stained glass was lit up and colored. That'd be neat.
How much we paying that parish to park all our gear in his parking lot?
We're giving him all the sweet corn he wants to eat for free.
Tenant's been kind of down at that church lately, I hear. I don't know why, but man, this working at night makes me tired.
Alright, I'll speed the clock up.
I never noticed that before with this map. The bins were off the side of the certain fields there.
Yeah, they're all over the place. Yeah, I've noticed with the update, Amazing Gamer, that there are some mods that don't work with the update, or all of a sudden have conflict.
Pipes and stuff to put stuff in those and out, right?
I was saying earlier that when I updated this server to 1.5.1, I jumped in to try to just to make sure it would work, and the game server was crashing every time I would try to connect. And I narrowed it down to a conflict between seasons and a liquid fertilizer production pack that I've been using. We used both of those on this map for quite a while with 1.4.4, but all of a sudden with 1.5, those two mods in combination with each other caused the game engine to crash. So we took out the liquid fertilizer pack and now we're good. But at the same time, I could use both of those mods on Goldcrest Valley. So it's not like it's a global conflict. It has something to do with this map, and those two mods did not jive with each other. Oh, look, when it rains, it gets really light outside. And are you at 1.5.1, Kyle? Because I tried to load up this map and those mods in a single player, and my game engine was crashing constantly after the update.
Almost can't see where you're going.
Well, something else that I learned from the seasons, guys, was with respect to sugarcane. So, you know, sugarcane shows up in all the maps now as a crop.
Right.
So I asked if they were going to update the... obviously, I knew that there had to be a seasons update because of sugarcane, because right now, like if we look at this map, at Alt S, there's no indication as to when we should plant sugarcane or anything. So what he said is that they're going to be updating the geos, and that all of the existing geos are basically geographic regions that can't grow sugarcane. So sugarcane will basically be disabled as a crop in those geos. Kind of like they have disabled sugar beets for the Midwest geo. You won't be able to raise sugarcane if you have a Midwest geo or a Wales geo or a Germany geo or any of that stuff. So you'll need to either play base seasons or kind of come up with your own geo that allows sugarcane.
Right.
Oh, that's interesting, Kyle, because the Mountain Valley that I have, it loaded up just fine with 1.5. Alright, it's 7:45. You happy now? Not dark, just cloudy.
Because you know, I'm such a complainer. Just crap about everything, don't I?
No.
You just keep us on our toes there, Spectre.
Oh, you turned on your hazards for your beacons for Ed too.
I asked you if we were going lights and sirens.
Yeah. Yeah, genetic J, that should work because that's pretty much all the Geo does is it takes and
Well, I don't know what it's like there.
takes out the growth pattern or the growth
Farmers
stages,
have to have
so
units
that
fitted to their unit
the mod doesn't see when that particular
rather
crop
than
grows.
day or night, and it doesn't matter. Kind of a law that we have to have. They don't have to use them in the fields, but they have to non-transport. They do.
You want to go east-west or flip and go north-south?
I was gonna start going east-west as soon as the that little hub by the 6. If you look at the map, once I clear that.
Okay. I'll wait on you. Alright, Kyle, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming by. So I had that thing where you get a pop-up about a great demand, and I had thought in the changelog it was set to that it wouldn't stop your tractor, but it sure does still.
That annoys me when that happens.
I used to never get great demands with much frequency, but seasons all of a sudden it's like bang, they're like every 2 days. So we'll probably finish this field off and then call it, because I'm at 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Good idea. That's kind of what I was getting at when you thought I just wanted you to speed up the clock, but that's okay.
Okay. Sometimes subtle hints don't work.
That's all right. No biggie. DoughBoy watching your stream at all?
He's not commented. He still shows idle on Discord, so he might be, he might still be working. Maybe he's had something else come up. Go grab my GPS, or you want to go north-south on that end, and we'll meet in the middle.
Just easier to meet in the middle, I think.
You know, some of these little bugs that we're finding with this build now, they no engineers will probably fine-tune probably at a later date too.
Yeah, I suspect there's some folks that are holding out, waiting every day to see if there's a 1.5.2 that shows up that magically fixes all the problems.
That happened with 1.4 because didn't they have like 1.4.0 and then 1.41 and then 1.42 or something because they had little hiccups here and there?
You gonna turn around?
Yeah. I am. I was just mesmerized by looking at the Steiger in its detail.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to bother you there.
Oh, it wasn't. It was like that farmer in the video where with the GPS.
I didn't hear any oohs or ahs, so.
That's because I got pushed to talk.
It's a nice looking unit though.
You have a new favorite tractor now?
No. No. Steiger's nice, but it's not my fave.
Just breaking it up, are you there, okay?
Yeah, well, I picked this one because it was by the sheep farm, which is where you appear, and it was already hooked up to a cultivator, so I'm like, well, I'll just take this one.
Thought I'd sneak by you, but it didn't work.
Yeah, I saw that. I was wondering what was going on with you, and then I saw that we were stuck. So guys, we're going to go ahead and close out the stream. I like to try to keep the stream to about 2 hours in length, and it is 11:20 my time anyway, so it's about time I need to start an upload.
Of course, if I would have just centered this lane on what needed to be plowed and not follow the same GPS course, we would have been fine.
What's my favorite tractor right now is the Kloss 5000. Thing's a pure beauty, and cab switches around so you can drive it backwards if you want. It's got lots of nice tire options. It's got nice power range to it. Just a really nice model. But right now it's the Kloss 5000.
Just gonna park them on the next field.
Yep. I have to say my current favorite truck is over here. Probably figure out why. So yeah, we like to keep our streams to about 2 hours. I think they have some decent replay value at that point. If they get really long, then they kind of lose their replay value. So we're going to call it here. We'll be back on this farm around Friday at 9:30. Hopefully we'll have some other regulars back in. It was just me and Spectre tonight. But hopefully a couple other guys that we usually are on UMRV will be with us. They were a little hesitant to upgrade tonight, so they didn't join us tonight. But thanks for coming out. I want to thank Spectre for coming out. He was a great companion to be with. Thank Silver Dragon for joining us in chat. Keeping it real, keeping it fun.
Well, it was fun watching you guys and talking with you, and
Now this truck's full up at 20,000 liters. Oh, you were just folding them up.
Yeah, I walked by it. I couldn't tell if it was still sitting there just spraying because it was kind of flickering and it was like the grass shadows.
Oh.
But
All right, you want to say bye? You got anything to say there, Spectre?
bye. Thank you, Farmer Klein.
Not a problem. Like I said, we'll see you Friday night if you're available.